uh, YouTube. All right, so guys, with that being said, we can go ahead and start the reunion. I want to start talking a little bit about the votes. First, I want to say congratulations, Corey. Corey, how are you feeling right now?
Amazing. I was not expecting 5 votes. Thank you guys so much, whoever voted for me. Oh my God, I can't even put
I
this to
can tell you
words, but
guys a
thank you.
little bit about the votes. Also, Ellie, I want to say really good job to you as well. I know going into this, you and Corey believed it was a bit of a toss-up between the two of you. I just want to say you played an amazing game.
Thanks.
All right. So, and Alex, I think maybe we're a little underappreciated, but I think you played an amazing game as well. I kind of want to start off. Also, while I do that, I'm going to post your all's edits. I want to start off talking to the members of the jury and kind of pick their brains. So first, Lucas, if you kind of want to go ahead and talk to me a little bit about why you decided to vote for Corey.
Okay, so first of all, I loved Corey in the game. I love Corey as a person. Corey's my girl. But Ellie, I just didn't respect her game as much from what I knew. I love her and respect her so much now, knowing more. But I think Corey rocked it at Final Tribal. He had all the idols. He got the idols played on him. And I think Corey played a great game and I'm so happy he won.
All right, so really quick, I want to go ahead and before I even go further, reveal to you guys who voted where. So the votes for Ellie were Krista, Dominic, and Dustin. The votes for Corey were Sean, Lucas, Javen, Ryan, and Zaire. All right, so next I want to go ahead. Javen, why did you decide to vote for Corey? What was your reasoning behind your vote?
And this ain't no shade to Ellie or Alex, but I just feel like he was more genuine in his speech. And like just Final Tribal Council in general, like I feel like he had an idol with him. He made Lucas use it on him. Like I don't know, it was just more genuine. I feel like, and he voted for me to stay. So I mean, it's just a little cherry on top. I mean, you give me a vote, I give you a vote. So congrats, Corey.
Really quickly, guys.
I try not to be bitter though, because I know how it feels to lose some of bitter jury. So I really try to go in there with an open mind when it comes to Ellie and Corey. But I just feel like Corey was just more genuine. So
really quickly, guys, I want to get these edits up. And when I logged out of Noted, it deleted my draft. So I have to fix the captions really quick so I can get those up. Daniel, do you want to like take over for me for just a second and like ask a few questions really quick while I get that together?
Of course. Howdy. Hi, y'all. Walks in. Okay, so oh my God, I was not expecting this. Let's go to Ellie. I could see it. Like, I feel like you came in thinking that you maybe were going to win or was it going to be closer than it was. What was it like not just getting so close but not being able to like fully make it?
I was so disappointed because I'm disappointed. Like I'm really, really happy for Corey, but I'm really disappointed because like I do feel like I did play the better game. And I mean, even like whatchamacallit, Drew said it like after we even voted. He said like he thought I should be the winner, but I'm really proud of Corey and he did really good. I'm just disappointed because I was going into this thinking that I might have won or might have had the majority of the votes. So anyways, I'm disappointed, but I'm really happy for Corey. And I'm really I'm just, yeah.
I'm gonna turn this to Ryan. Ryan, I know for me, it was a little shocking that you ended up voting for Corey. So what was your determining vote? Because I think Ellie too probably came in thinking, okay, I got Ryan, I got Krista, and I just got to get to the rest. So what was your deciding factor in voting for Corey over Ellie?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty shocking to me that I voted for Corey as well. I was a little bit. I came into Final Tribal Council thinking that I was going to vote for Ellie, but the more that I started hearing the pleas and the individual moves that were made, I started to kind of waver a little bit. And the thing is, from my perspective at least, if somebody is willing to make you question the person that you were 100% dead set on voting for, and just kind of, I don't know, I feel like he unraveled his game a lot at Final Tribal Council. He laid everything out there and he made a lot of moves that I didn't even know that he made. He had more tries than I thought that he did. And I was very, very impressed. So Yeah, good job, Corey, and good job, Ellie and Alex. I love you all.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go to Alex now. Alex, you came in here. I don't know like how many votes you were expecting to get. Did you expect to get like just one? All right.
I thought maybe a pity vote, but
so okay, then I ask you, why do you think that like the jury didn't understand your game and like maybe what went wrong along the way?
So we explained it a little bit prior to this, but I feel like a lot of my game was more like psychological stuff behind the scenes, not really big flashy moves. So I get that a lot of people didn't understand that, and I was painting myself off a certain way throughout this game. And I think people kept that perception at Final Tribal Council. No matter what I tried to say or do, they had that set perception of me that they felt like they had an idea of who I was from start to finish of this game. And then once I came at Final Tribal Council trying to say, I did this, I did this, I did this, they were like, no, we thought you were like a certain way. And plus, sitting next to Ellie, like her one confessional said earlier, we had a lot of times in this game where me and her would go up to each other and say, I want to do, and we would say the name at the exact same time to each other. So by sitting next to her, I knew that votes would either fall on me or her. Typically, like coming into this, like we were saying, I thought they were going to fall on her though. So again, didn't really think I was going to get votes tonight. So.
Wait, really quickly, while I get these captions together, I'll be back to take over in just a second. But Alex, I have a question that I really want to ask you because the vote was very close to a tie. Had it tied, do you know which way you would have broke it?
Honestly, this sucks. I love them both. I was working close with them. I think this might come as a shock. I think I would have given it to Ellie just because she finished the game, I think, stronger than Corey finished the game, which I love them both to death. But I really do think that like coming towards the end of the game, the final couple moves, she was the one who was like putting in, or not like in charge because like we were both a part of it, but she had a big say in them, and then she won her way to the end, which was a good thing too.
Corey, your number one didn't want you to win. Oh my god.
No, I want to be bold. I just it would have been a game time decision, honestly.
Baby Corey don't give a fuck. He won.
I just entered, but can I just say, Marcy, what the heck? You're slain. Get out. I didn't know we were dressing like red carpet.
I mean, I like guys, but stop.
All right,
okay, I'll stop.
I want to direct this now to kind of talk to Ellie, kind of talk to Alex. Corey, obviously, I feel like coming in here, you were kind of doubting yourself a little bit. I didn't think that you were confident in yourself, but obviously you came out on top. And just because Drew thinks Ellie should win, there's a lot of people, clearly the jury, along with other people in the production who thought that you should have won. And it was definitely like one of those finales that you're like, there's like very divided in like who played better, but ultimately you were voted to win. So what is it like walking out? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what it was shocking about this vote reveal for you?
Honestly, like I just wasn't expecting to get 5 votes. I know I said that. Sean's vote specifically, I wasn't expecting because he did say during Final Tribal Council that he wasn't going to vote for me going into it at all. And then I also knew he really wanted a girl to win. I kind of was expecting to have 3 votes from Lucas, Javen, and Ryan. Ryan, I was like a little unsure about, but at the end of the day, Ryan and I are close. So if I was going to get a 3rd vote, it would have been his. And I'm really appreciative of every vote that I got, especially Zara's as well, because I haven't mentioned her. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting to win. I feel really bad for Ellie because I know she played an amazing game as well. Yeah, I can't even put this into words though. I'm super happy right now.
And what's crazy about this for you, Corey, is you came in, this was your first face game. So really you kind of had the odds stacked against you in a lot of ways. First time being on Zoom calls and stuff like that. So I just want to congratulate you on your win. It's so well deserved.
Thank you.
Drew, is this the cue that you're
I was gonna come back. Corey's winner edit is actually posting now, and all the other edits are posted. So if you guys want to look at those. But yeah, I kind of want to touch base on that and jump back into that. Corey, I do definitely want to talk to you right now because I remember after Final Tribal Council, I kind of voiced my opinions and let people know what I thought and answered questions. And one of them was where I would vote if I was if I was a juror at Final Tribal Council. And the thing is, at the end of the day, this game is about what people see and how people feel when they don't see all sides, when they see what information is permitted to them. I'm someone that was an outside force and I was able to listen to conversations. I was able to gain more perspective than others. And you guys were only able to see what was given to you and what was presented in front of you. And at the end of the day, Corey, no matter what, you walked away the winner. You were able to secure those votes, and that's what matters when it comes down to the end. So I definitely want to congratulate you and say, great job. I was rooting for you throughout the season. Like, you were definitely one of my favorites. It did just come down to some people that I did like all around were in the end, and I was rooting for Ellie, but I definitely am proud of you and loved watching you play, and I'm so happy that you're a winner, and now I'm going to put you in the winner's circle of my franchise, and you're a winner of Reality Noted. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to voice that.
Thank you.
And then Ellie, I wanted to say to you that I think this is going to go down, if not the most. I think as of now it is the most, but it will always be one of the most. See that you mean it for the dog? That's funny. But one of the most controversial endings ever. In my opinion, Ellie, I think you are the most robbed person to ever sit in Final Tribal Council and not win. So I just want you to feel proud of yourself. I know you're probably feeling disappointed right now, walking away not the winner, but I definitely think that you should be proud of yourself. Me saying that after 8 seasons, I think that's a very high standard and a high thing that I hold you to. So I definitely just want you to know that. I kind of want to go to the pre-jury for a second and talk to some members of that to kind of hear their opinions. Liz, you've been out for a while. You can't speak at all? You just don't want to? Oh, you're a robot. Liz, you can just nod. Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah, you're better. You're better now. I kind of wanted to talk to you. You went out, you were the last pre-juror. You went out right before merge. What was it like to watch the season play out away from it? And how do you feel about the ending?
I'm not gonna lie, I want to kick Corey in his fucking face. Because no offense, Corey, coming into this game, he was the one person who I fully put my trust in, because him and I were in a Skype group like 6 years ago. We actually dated once. It was very, yeah, Corey, yeah, we did. So I came into this game fully putting my trust into him, and he was one of the people that voted me out. But obviously I'm insanely proud of him and the game he played. And I know coming into this game, him and I were both very scared because we're the youngest of the cast. And it was his first face game, so I was like really worried. And also his name came up first tribal a little bit by Marcy and also myself. I'm not gonna lie, but the votes just wouldn't have been there. So I mean, I want to kick him in his fucking face, but like I'm very proud of you, Corey, so I won't do that.
Thank you.
And also, Ellie, you're robbed. I love you. You know that like you're one of my favorite people on this fandom. I love you with all my heart, even though you stab me in the back in every game we play. And then also, Alex, you know, you did hurt me like personally when you voted me out. But then you came into my DMs the next day, and I was still very, very pissed. But accepted that apology. So like, I'm happy with the turnout of the season. And yeah.
All right. Thank you, Liz. I do want to say, guys, I plan on trying to go all over the place and everywhere, talking to jurors, pre-jurors, the finalists about a bunch of different topics, people about individual relationships with one another. I kind of want to dive into that and then even see if you guys have certain things that you want to talk about. Now I do want to go to, we talked to the last like pre-merge boot. I want to go to the first person voted out of the season, Marcy. Marcy, talk to me a little bit about what it was like for you to watch, because you were someone that went extremely early. A lot of us in production felt too early. We were sad to see you go. Tell me what it was like for you to watch the season play out.
I mean, it was kind of satisfying seeing some of the people that like did me dirty go home. It was very fun to watch. There were definitely some questionable moves by certain people, but obviously they know more about the game than I did. I was really hoping for a girl to win this season. I mean, unfortunately, that girl had to be Ellie. But I really did want a girl to win. So Ellie, you were robbed, baby girl. But you know, I don't know, like I said, like I was really salty about my vote off, only because like I felt like there wasn't a lot of like strategic purpose with it. I don't know. For me, like it felt kind of personal. Obviously, I have to talk to some people about it, but yeah, no, like I mean, I was fine. I think it's still an entertaining season. I just wish I could have been a part of it more.
All right. Well, Marcy, I want you to know that there's certain things that you said in the small amount of time that you were there that I still quote every single day. One of those things is when you go, Javen, I had the fattest crush on you, and then you scream into the camera. I quote that like every day. Seriously.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I meant it. Ah! Oh my God.
has a little moment. All right, guys. So I do want to kind of go to, once again, staying on the pre-jur trend, I want to go to Miss Kayla Coe. Kayla, you went home in a brutal blindside where you had an idol in your pocket. How do you feel towards the people that sent you home?
I have nothing personal against any of them. I do feel like I was mainly more so upset at Krista, just because I feel like from like even day 2, day 1, at least in my tribe atmosphere, she wasn't really in a good position. And I feel like once we got into that, you know, other tribe, I kind of like, I made it clear from day 1, me, Lucas, her, and Ryan made it clear that we wanted to like work with each other. So I don't have a problem with her on a personal level. She knows I love her, but it's just like, I feel like I kind of gave her a little bit and I made it very clear I wanted to work with her. And then she kind of took advantage of that and did it in a more so malicious way. Like, I think it's okay if you want, like everybody knows in this game, my motto is just keep it real, keep it 100. So for her to not really do that and not even give me a heads up, and the full tribal council, everybody was saying, hey, Sean, you're going home tonight. Like that just kind of felt more so personal because I didn't care that much, but when I rethought about it in my head after I got voted out, I thought it was kind of a little bit much, a little bit extreme. But at the end of the day, this is a game. So what I can say is strategically, that was a good move on your part. But do I think, you know, down the long run could have helped your game keeping me? Yes, because me, Lucas, and Ryan all wanted to work with you all together. So,
yeah. Strategically, it was a bad move. It was not a good move.
On your part. For other people on that tribe, like Ellie, that was a smart move to flush an idol. Congrats to Sean. I mean, I just want to make this clear. There's nothing like, you know, negative about anything anymore. Like I don't really care too much about a vote off. I wish I could have played more, but it is what it is, and a game is a game. Just sucks that I never got to play my idol, like robbed such a bar. But anyways, yeah, so that's my opinion.
Thank you, Kayla. Julia, I want to talk to you. Can you talk? You're on mute and off camera.
Yes, I can talk. I'm sorry, like my apartment is flooding, so if a water vacuum starts in the background, I apologize.
You're fine. And if you like have to take care of that, like feel free. You don't
Oh no, it is not my problem.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to talk to you because I think your vote out was like one of the sadder ones for me. You had plans going on and you had stuff that you had to go and do, and you were like late to your plans. I remember listening to you on the Discord. You're explaining, I'm late. I'm supposed to be at my friend's house right now, and I'm not there because I'm trying to figure out this boat. And then you weren't on for your tribal. You weren't able to be. How was it to walk away from the experience knowing that you weren't able to maybe have those moments to fight for your life?
It was really sucky. Like I was telling people, like I wasn't even that sad about being voted out. I was sad that I wasn't able to like attend my own tribal council. So yeah, that was definitely the worst part. I definitely feel as though if I didn't have plans, my chances would be a lot better at staying, because I did have to leave like an hour before tribal council, which sometimes is like the most crucial part to like save yourself. So yeah, it was tough.
And how did you feel about the direction that the season went? Like considering while you were there were heavy like friend group rumors. How did you feel about that, and then the way that the season panned out?
Well, first of all, I'm not in a friend group with any of the people in this cast. I just want to make that so clear. I am not in a single friend group with a single person.
What about no, the insomnia thingy is like something.
The insomnia has been dead for like 5 months. Okay,
no,
I'm not even gonna.
It got rebooted. Remember, it was like a thing for like 4 days.
Yeah, that was well after I was snuffed. But yeah, I was not happy that I was grouped in with people from the start that that I really wasn't like that close with. Hold on, sorry, I got a call. But yeah, I didn't the friend group rumors, and yeah, I was not in a friend group with any of them. And the direction that it took after, like I definitely feel like 2 females leaving right at the beginning was not a good look, and I did not like the direction after that.
It really wasn't. It wasn't.
I actually, at one point, I do want to kind of talk to the female players specifically a little bit later on. I think we're going to have a part where I want to have a conversation with you guys. But first, I do want to talk to specifically these three people, and it might sound like a weird group at first, but Devin, Sean, and Zaire, the three of you guys I found from Discord. And so you were kind of introduced to this Instagram community, whereas some of these other players had more knowledge on it and understood how it worked. Can you guys kind of, and whoever wants to go first or whatever, kind of talk to me about what it was like to come into this environment and come into people that maybe had connections and just a different element for you guys? Whoever wants to start.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. Well, Devin and Zaire knew each other. I was the only one who didn't know anybody, so that was like the hardest thing that I had to overcome, was not knowing anybody coming into here, where most everyone either knew of each other or were friends with each other. So just kind of like getting over that and not having like any friends coming into the game was like kind of hard for me, but I managed to get myself in a good place socially in the game, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Great, thank you.
Can you hear me?
I do hear you, Devin.
Oh, okay. So for me, honestly, it was so weird because on the Discord community, I'm so much more used to like no one knowing each other, and having to maneuver around like past relationships and things like that was so new for me, especially because like the game that you found me from, I'm so much more used to like being in control and knowing who knows who and stuff like that. So it was just like, also like half of you are sociopaths. I just want to say that because it was insane to me how like all of you were so good at lying. I was like, this is weird. Like, you guys should not be this good. No one needs this amount of skill. So like, it was just wild, honestly. It was like hard to adjust.
I'll talk. So I think, so me and Devin, I feel like are from two different sides of the Discord community. So in the community I'm in, everybody knows each other. Like, if you're a newbie in a game, it's so hard to not be first boot. So coming into this, I thought I would be an automatic like first boot target, because I was like, oh, everybody's going to know each other. They're going to take out the newbie and just be like all friends. So the only people I knew coming into this was Devin, who we've only played one game together. And I wouldn't say we were like getting close, so we weren't too close. I feel like we were on opposite sides of that game.
I was trying to get her out for a while.
Didn't work. We won that game. But and then the other person I knew was kind of Julia. We kind of knew. So those were the only two people I knew coming into this. So I just assumed I was going to be like a first boot kind of situation. So I was scared. I also agree with Devin that half y'all are psychos. So won't name names, but like some of y'all are like, I don't know, you guys are good at lying. I agree. So it was definitely interesting to see.
All right, thank you guys. I remember like Alex waved at Zaire when he said psychos, and I do want to get into more individual relationships and maybe feuds and stuff a little bit later. But first, I do want to, before we get to like, heated, I want to keep it nice. I want to talk to specifically the girls right now. So I'm going to ask some questions, and if any girl wants to answer it, feel free to do so. So this is Reality Noted's 8th season. We have yet to have a female winner. And typically I think you see a lot of females go home early on. It tends to happen in my game, like at least kind of right off the bat, girls go home. So do you guys have any opinions on maybe why, or just anything you'd want to voice about being a female playing Reality Noted?
Well, the two people who were females ended up backstabbing me and blindsiding me. So frankly, I don't think there was the question of like, oh, females, let's target the females. I think it was till after the votes happened where people were like, oh, this sucks. Why are there so many females leaving the game? But before then, a lot of the females, at least in this season, from what I know, were a part of these votes and a part of these vote offs. Like, no shade to Ellie and Krista, but you guys were two of the people who backstabbed me in the front and didn't give a fuck. So frankly, I don't think there should be like a bias on that. It sucks to see the females go, but it is a game and stuff has to happen. So
Yeah, I totally agree that I don't think it was like let's do like men against women kind of thing. I think it was just we're all equals. So I don't think it was anything that's like, oh, we all hate women, let's take all the women out. I really think that it was just like just game moves.
Well, I do want to say something that I think I tend to notice, and it's not always the case. And maybe it's like a little bit more like in the back of your mind, or maybe it doesn't happen, whatever. I think I see a lot of female players specifically target other female players. Like that seems to be their enemy. Lucas is nodding. Simona's looking around. Does anybody like kind of see that or relate to that females tend to target other females?
I'm not gonna lie. So like, I feel bad. I think Marcy keeps trying to talk and we keep cutting her off. Sorry, girl.
No. I'm just very expressive. I like nod a lot. I like put my finger when I agree with something.
Okay,
Like I'm very expressive. No, but I did want to talk about. You can talk first and I'll talk after.
Personally, so I'm friends with a lot of guys in real life, just because, no offense to any of the women here, but I think girls are the most cold-hearted people you'll ever meet in life because they give no remorse.
Simona, stop snapping. Girl, you are cold-hearted.
So,
I hate you, Simona.
I just find it's not that I try to target females, but I think in games, I mean, at least the people I've met on this fandom, some of them, I just don't get along with other girls, so it's like easier for me to target females. And also, I kind of have a reputation in other games to go after girls. Head of household, I got 4 of them out. But it's like not like with the intent of, oh, I want a female out. It's just like I just don't trust girls because they're so good at what they do. They're so good at being girls, like being like lying bitches. So that's
but Liz, I was honest with you.
I know.
I wasn't lying to you. Bitch.
I don't want to start this fight again.
No. I literally, Liz, like I was not even salty about what happened between us because, like I said, like I'm like you didn't owe me anything. You never made any promises to me, so like I wasn't salty about it. I'm not a bitter bitch. The people that I have like I feel some type of way about are the people that told me and said, oh, "You have my vote 100%." Like I'm not voting you. The people that unnecessarily lied to me. They didn't have to lie. It was the first.
I
vote.
agree with that.
That was the shit that I didn't like. Like if you're voting me, just say it. Like I wasn't gonna play my imaginary idol. Like we all knew I didn't. Like come on, there was no speculation I had the idol. I didn't have the fucking idol. Please, I'm not even smart. I'm not smart enough to find out
there. I am not a meninist like Simona, but like Simona. But I'm not a meninist. I just think that girls are difficult, and sometimes it's easier to work with guys.
But Liz, we would have done it.
Oh, sorry.
Liz, you would have saved her. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No, it's okay. I also am just gonna point out that like in the original Flama tribe that I was in, none of the girls really reached out to me. It was always the guys that were trying to put an effort to get to know me.
I tried to reach out to you.
Okay, I would not have backstabbed you.
I tried to reach out as well, but you voted me out.
Okay.
So, Bree's not about to jump there.
Like,
Bree's not about to jump up.
I voted Julia out because I don't even know who the other vote was between, but me and them were already tight. But I wouldn't have voted Kayla out. I don't think Kayla really did make an effort to get to know me and pull me into one-on-one chats. But other than that, I just felt like the girls didn't get to know me as much as the guys tried to.
Girl, I tried and you voted me out.
You were trying to get me out too, though, from what I heard.
Oh, what?
I heard that you were saying. I heard that you were saying. I hope Liz
was trying to get everybody out.
Get her out.
Liz.
This was not trying to get everyone out. Okay, no, if you want to start this conversation, I'm so ready to have that because that's false.
No, what I heard when I woke up was that I don't even remember. I had a few people tell me that you were like, I hope Zara doesn't wake up so we can vote her out.
Oh wait, I did say that. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I remember that.
yeah, never mind. I take that
That
back.
really just filled my face.
Right, Liz, to be fair, you just said that you like target all women. So, like, it would make sense for Zara.
Wait, can I say real quick, just like also something that like I like kind of thinking about, like especially I noted because there was the whole thing about having the first female winner. If everyone at the end is a female, you can't pull that card, you know, and like that's not a reason to take out the women, but like if you think like it noted it, I think it does have some impact sometimes. And so like I don't know, you can't pull that card if everyone in the finale.
That's something that I actually want to touch on because I do want to say that maybe the women aren't targeting other women because they're women, but I will say a lot of the times the men are targeting women because they're women within my franchise. Because Lucas is nodding. It's become a thing that there's been so many seasons, no female winner, and people do want a female winner. Evan even gave advice to, I think, Sean, and said, she's a girl, she should go. And that, you know, was your job as a legend, you should do that. But it's become a thing because being a woman in my game somehow puts a target on your back because people want a girl winner. So I think if there's another season, which at this point I'm very open to season 9, and honestly, I was supposed to have a little teaser tonight to post to confirm it. So season 9 is confirmed. It is newbies. So if you do play this, maybe girls, maybe consider, and Marcy struggled, but there might be some returnees in the future. You never know.
Drew, I just want to
he's
say
like newbie cast, but if you guys play, I was like,
Drew, I just want to like say it, since this is such like a thing that happens every time, we're like, why do the men keep winning? I think a future season with a female and a male tribe would be very intriguing.
I think that could be very interesting as well. I do really quickly, guys, want to touch on that really quick to say, and then I'm going to segue from the girl conversation, but I am going to say any girls that maybe play and you're watching this, maybe stick together because the men might target you because you're a female. Maybe not, but just throwing that out there. I do want to go to one of the stronger players of this season, female or not, that has been a little bit quiet. I'm going to go ahead and segue to Krista. Krista, you played a great game, and I think you were loved by a lot of production, and seeing you rocked out, and yes, Ryan, we're about to get to you too when we get to rocked out. So when we talk about really good players, Krista, you were someone that I think we were sad to see go. Kind of talk to me a little bit about what it was like to play the game that you did and then get rocked out.
It was really disappointing because originally, you know, with Julia going home, even though we weren't like in a friend group, we were friends with somebody who could have had my back. And to be on the bottom, like initially, it sucked. And then, so after that, we won immunity. I was happy. And then I tribe swapped onto a tribe with Ryan, which was like the best case scenario for me because I had Ryan, I had Dom, I had Ellie, I had all the people who I liked. And then from there, Kayla, I also want to talk to you. I wanted you up because you told Dustin about your idol and you didn't even tell me. So like, I didn't think you wanted to work with me that closely. Have more trust in Dustin.
I just want to make this clear, Krista. I only told Lucas, like willingly, 100%, the only person, and I don't know if production confirmed this, but I did tell Lucas like fully. And the only other person, which was on an accident, was Jonathan. I did not tell anybody else.
Jonathan told
everyone.
Yeah, Jonathan was telling everyone. It was so funny.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
I found the idol with him.
Okay, I deadass thought that you just like told Dustin willingly because that's what he said to me and I didn't know, so my bad. But anyways, so like it was really good being kind of on like the top of my tribe at the tribe swap and making merge and being able to do that. And then when Zara went home, I was kind of sad because I liked her because she like lives in Georgia, so it's like kind of cool. So when she went home, I was happy though, because I felt like I was establishing dominance in my tribe and I was really getting my game going. And then Ryan went home. And then we went and I went to the Land of Legends, which was like the highlight of my game, to be honest, because I got the advantage, which led me to get an idol. So I was feeling really untouchable at that point. And then I used it on Dustin. And then Javen went home. Javen going was great. And then period. But yeah, I was really happy with the game I played, especially with the advantages that I played, the skill vote and the idol. I played them pretty well, I think. So getting rocked out is really disappointing. I don't think I would have made it to at all, but I think I maybe could have made it to finale. I don't know.
We'll never know, but maybe you'll get the chance to play again and maybe we'll see if you can do it again. Never know. I do kind of want to go to, you can't talk about Krista without talking about Ryan. Ryan, I think friend group or not, it's no secret that Ryan and Krista are close and are an amazing duo that were dominating pre-merge along with some other duos that will get mentioned as well. But you guys both got rocked out. that's insane that you both got rocked out. Like, what are the odds? Talk to me a little bit, like, what it was like for you getting rocked out, going just even a little bit before Krista.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was really devastated. I really wanted to play this game for like a long time. Yeah, I remember Lucas's partying. That was kind of iconic. It was really ice, not gonna lie. But I was really sad because I felt like I had been doing really good at kind of maneuvering my way through the game. I mean, yes, I did make some enemies, but you know, I think that I did to watch every single thing that you worked so hard for crumbling down right in front of you as Drew freaking unfolds the Post-it. I was absolutely devastated. Like Krista said, I don't know if I would have made to the final 3 with the target on my back, and I don't even know if I would have made it to finale, but I felt like there was a lot of things left unsaid, a lot of things that I really wanted to do. I feel like I did make a big impact on the pre-jury portion, but I wanted to make a really big impact on the merge portion, and it sucks that I wasn't able to do that. So yeah, but still grateful for the opportunity, and I really loved playing.
Well, I just want to say really quickly, don't sell yourself short, because I think you had a lasting impact that carried on even after you were gone. You were one of the players that shaped the game into what it was and made it be the season that it was. And you were one of the largest components from a very early standpoint. So obviously it was going to be hard for you to make it to the end. And at the end of the day, a rock is what took you out. So you should definitely have your head held high. Talking about one male-female duo that was successful, I want to talk about one that is also very successful and maybe credited a little bit less, but kind of killed the game. Ellie and Dustin, I think your all's duo was Bonnie and Clyde. I think you guys killed the game. I think you guys managed to, for so long, keep it under the radar. And no, yeah, I am close to Dustin, but I'm closer to you, though. And you guys played it so well. Obviously, ended in Ellie ultimately backstabbing Dustin. But you guys can talk to me, like whoever wants to talk first. Talk a little bit about your duo and how that went for you throughout the season.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll talk first. Literally this person, like, we right away, when I saw that we got casted together, we were texting each other right away, like, dude, we're in this game together. We were literally so excited. Like, right off the bat, I knew this is my duo, this is my person. We are going to the end together. Also, I just want to mention, he did know that I was voting him out. I didn't actually, like, backstab him or anything, although now I probably should have brought him, but anyways. Literally, this was, like, my number one, like, the whole game. Like, that's the one, like, I trusted like my whole lines like to the moon and back, but Dustin was someone that for sure out of everyone, like, I knew had my back, was gonna tell me if he had an idol, would use an idol on me, and I would have used an idol on him. Like, this was like my person, my number one all the way. And it was so fun to play the game together because we were in this weird position where he was on one side and I was on the other side, and I feel like that worked so well for us, and that's why we did as well as we did.
Mm-hmm. Dustin, anything to say, add on to that?
You said it perfectly. Yeah, she was obviously my number one going into the game. I also had another like number one, which was Javen. But at one point, like right when we merged, I was trying to get Javen and Ellie to work together, but they just wouldn't do it. So I chose Ellie.
Really quickly, I want to say there's like so many people that I want to go to. Like, I want to go to Lucas, I want to go to Corey, I want to go to Dominic. Like, I want to go to so many different people and say so many different things. But I think right now I do have to go to Dustin and Javen. Javen, I can already tell you're like not about it right now. I want to say from my perspective, I really enjoyed your all's duo, your all's friendship that was there throughout most of the season until I felt like you guys both kind of were pulled in different directions. From my perspective, I think deep down, you guys both wanted to continue to work together, but it wasn't really an option for either one of you anymore. I know there's a lot of tension between the two of you. So Javen, if you kind of want to go first and talk through about some of that tension between you and Dustin.
Well, obviously my number one was Dustin, but I just felt like towards the end, he wasn't really being genuine. He feels like, he claims he switched up because I was being paranoid, but like Dustin was literally showing me that he was literally switching up. How are you sitting here on calls with motherfuckers that are coming for me, straight up has told you that they're coming for me? I confided to you about the things that I get in the Land of Legends. I didn't even tell Dom, I didn't even tell Lucas. There was many things that I got and I straight up told him, and then he goes and straight up tells Ellie, which we aren't surprised. But it's like, how you expect me to feel like I'm your number one, but you're telling the people, my ops, like I said in a confessional, the shit that I got, obviously you want me and Ellie to work together, but you're telling her all the shit that I have, obviously she's gonna envy it and she's gonna come for me, which she was trying so hard to do it. So he can't sit here and be like, yeah, Javen was just being paranoid and that's why he voted for me. You were giving me reasons and that's why I switched up on you and I don't regret it at all. Like, I really like Dustin. I thought he was my friend, but when you're sitting here on calls, you're on a 7-hour call with Ryan talking shit about me. It's like, that's not game. Why are you sitting here talking shit about me and then saying it's all games? Why? What is the point of it? Ryan was gonna come for me regardless if you sucking his dick or not. Like Ryan was gonna come for me regardless. So there was no point of sitting here and being like, why is Javen texting me? Why is he asking, what are we talking about? Bitch, because you're my number one. So I just want to know, like, if we're each other's number one, why can't I check in with you? Feel me? So it's like, I switched up because he was giving me reasons to switch up, not because I was paranoid. Believe that.
Dustin,
and I'm not jealous of him, and I wouldn't be jealous of Shaq and Fiona. I was just annoyed at the fact that you're sitting here saying I'm your number one, but you're clearly I'm not. I'm like number 5.
Justin,
well, I think a lot of that is kind of bullshit. I voted with him every single time, like the same way, and he kept wanting to go after Ellie. So... Yeah, but you didn't want to get rid of Sean or Corey when they were going.
I wanted to get rid of
Ellie, but I was tighter with Ellie than I was with you, and that's why I chose her over you.
And that's fine. And
that's
like,
your fault.
See, like no shit like that. Like he swears. Like I feel like he says shit like that to kind of like get at me because he constantly claims like I'm jealous of like him and Ellie's friendship. Like I knew his relationship with Ellie. I knew that. Like he would tell me his relationship with Ellie. So it wasn't a surprise. It's the fact that like you want to come for my allies, but I can't touch yours. So like he was constantly telling me and him are good, but it's trying to come for Lucas, who's like my number one as well. So it's like I can't touch your girl, but you want to touch Lucas. So I mean, I don't understand. Constantly telling us, I'm not voting Ellie. He would come up to us talking shit about Ellie, saying, I'm so frustrated. Why she's lying to me? Why she's doing this? And then we was like, okay, let's get her out. No, I don't want to come for Ellie. So it's like, okay, so since we can't touch you, we're not going to let you know. We're going to touch her on our own, straight up. Oh, if we can't touch her, we're going to touch you. And that's pretty much
How'd that work out?
Right. Well, clearly...
Dustin, how did it work out for you?
It didn't work out for anybody.
That's fine. Like, I know.
Oh
my God. That's fine. That's fine.
It didn't work out for anybody. So, nice try. And you looking stupid in 5th, and she looking stupid in 2nd. So, it didn't work out for anybody.
Okay, yeah, you're a better juror. Like, that's fine.
A better juror. Okay.
Yeah.
I was open, and I was the one. Matter of fact, since y'all dumbass want to sit here and talk shit, I was like, if he's in the final 3, I would actually hear him out. So how am I a better juror? Ask them. Exactly. Quiet, like you did all season.
Okay.
Okay. So, Javen, is this like friendship that was there, is that ever repairable? Do you think there's any shot that ever could be?
I was friends with Dustin. My problem is like, it's the shady shit that he does. Like, if I'm your friend, feel me? Like, why you gotta constantly talk down on my game? Like, why do you gotta talk mad shit about me? Because I voted you? You were giving me reasons to vote you. It's like, now that's beyond game. That's coming from like the friendship. Like, I'm your friend, and you're like talking down on me in a way where it's just like, ew, like, who the fuck are you? Like,
you're so... I wasn't voting you. I was voting one of your allies.
I'm talking. If I was to vote out Dom, he wouldn't talk down about me like that. Like, he'd be like, you know what? Dom would be like, you know what? Do what you got to do. Feel me? Because I understand. He knows how to play a game. Clearly, he's a good player. But you're talking down on me. You're talking shit about me to other people that don't fuck with me. How you expect me to be friends with you?
I wasn't really talking about you. I said...
Hold on. I defended you on a personal level, too, because motherfuckers, when I got voted out, they were saying Dustin is racist, Dustin is homophobic. I was like, no, Dustin is liberal as fuck. Like, he fights for what's right. I'm thankful for that. Clearly, he's not homophobic because he's having conversations with Alex. Clearly, they did something because they all up on each other. So I was like I was defending him as a friend, but I feel like he doesn't even look past that. Like he always constantly talks down on me. It's so annoying. Like how am I supposed to be friends with that when motherfuckers that constantly talk down on me? Like that's just not game.
The only thing I ever talked down on you is I said you were paranoid, and
paranoid.
That's because you wouldn't. That's because
I'm jealous.
I didn't call you a bitch. I didn't call you jealous either.
Why is okay. Texting me like all like extra shit. You can ask anybody in the fucking island.
I said that. I said that once. Why were you texting me? Because I wasn't gonna vote you out, Javen. I was gonna vote out people you were working with.
And ask them. And my thing about the whole night that I went out, why didn't you speak to me? Why didn't you like text me, yo, Javen, are you voting me?
Because
you assumed that I was
pretty
voting. I wasn't
obvious.
even gonna vote you. I was gonna burn my vote. Look at that.
No, but
if I would have burned my vote,
from.
If I would have burned my vote and I would have went home, he would have been like, "Yeah, you're stupid because we voted you out." He would have laughed at me, straight up laughed at me. I know Dustin. Look how like the confession that he made with Sean, like the way he feels like he's so big and bad. Like I feel like if I would have burned my vote and I would have went home, he would have been like, "Look at you, you dumbass, calling me a bitch and all that." Like. I didn't even want to vote you. That whole night, that whole day, I didn't even want to vote you. I defended your name. I was the only one defending your name. So the fact that like I left, cool. Like, yeah, I voted you out, whatever. Like you have every right to be happy. But look past that. The fact that I didn't want to vote you at all. At all. I just had no choice because all my close allies wanted your ass out. And I feel like he's so hard on me. And now like Lucas and Dominic and all of them who really wanted his ass out. He just constantly talks bad about me. Well, he talks bad about Lucas anyways. But
dude, I never even, okay.
It's just so
dude,
frustrating.
I rarely talk about you, so I'm like confused where you're hearing all this info from.
In the game. I was talking about in the game. Clearly, we haven't spoken ever since after the game. Ever since I left. And then in the Jerry, he tried to get crazy too. And
let's open that can of worms because Dustin wants to go around acting like, oh, Lucas is so stupid for turning on me. But you've admitted several times you were going after me. So how was I stupid for catching you for going after me and then deciding to try to strike at you first? Just confused.
Well, because you kept calling in calls with me, then like swearing on your life you didn't have stuff. Then like I would believe it.
Anyone except for Kayla, Zare, and Javen that I had the idols. So
then,
I mean, I was close with Dom, but I didn't tell him. So I mean, I didn't tell a lot of people my idols.
Y'all bitches didn't tell me shit.
Well, you also read me. You read me Corey's DMs, then tried to get me out the next week.
I read you like 2 messages from Corey.
Yeah, that he was gonna flip, which made the idol play successful.
Okay.
I didn't want to vote Dustin out.
And that's for you.
Want to say that? Do want to say that? Because I saw above that shit. I peeped what was gonna happen. Remember that happened. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, towards the end, Dominic was like, "Wait, something's like." Dominic, me and Dom catch us quick. Like we know shit. Like he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, something's up." I was like, "I know something's up." Feel me? It's just the fact that all the time, like he constantly, like if you was to ask him, ask Dustin right now if I played a good game or not. I don't think he played a good game at all. I think he played a whack game. Like what is like? I played a good game. I was socially connected. Just because I didn't dick suck your friends doesn't mean I didn't play a good game. Your friends was coming after me. That's why I didn't want to speak to them. Even if I would,
but you also chose.
I would have wasted my time. If anything, you should have been thankful that you was with me because of the shit that I had. I saved your ass on the first time, regardless if it was a fail or not. I was one of the first people that was like, I'm not voting Dustin or not. Feel me? So don't sit here and say like, oh, I played a terrible game. Don't think my placement ninth means that I played a terrible game.
Dude, it's also because I also had your back in the beginning
to get me out. Seriously.
Okay. That's totally fine, but it worked. The play worked.
And then you look stupid.
Okay, so stop bringing it up. Yeah, I wasn't with you.
I'm bringing it up because it's a fucking reunion. Like, what the fuck? You just asked me a question. That's why I'm bringing it up. Like, it's not like I'm just.
No, but you're acting like as if it's like a successful thing. Like
it's
that. What I did was wrong.
I was asked if the friendship was going to go on. Like, I'm just saying, I don't think it is because he constantly like talks bad about me and talks down on my game and all that shit. And I take the game on a personal. Like, I took that shit personal. Like. He talked down on me, so I take that shit personal. And you constantly on calls with all of them when they clearly wanted me out. All of them, I take that shit personal, making me feel like I'm a piece of shit, making me feel like I'm fucking paranoid. I wasn't paranoid. It's just people was talking shit about me, and you couldn't be my number one ally and speak up for me. You just sat there and quiet, like yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's ridiculous.
Well,
It's ridiculous.
my game is different than yours. Like, I had to protect
If
myself.
you want to kiss ass and talk, if you want to talk shit about me, if you want to talk shit about me and talk shit with them and call that game, do you? But how I roll, I don't roll like that. I don't gotta talk shit about my allies to make it fun in the game.
That's not talking shit. That's socializing with people to get further in the game.
Socializing with motherfuckers. Socializing with motherfuckers.
Dude, you
they
cut
wanna
off
come-
everybody. Like, you cut off everybody.
My thing is, I didn't cut
it's
off
not my
everybody.
fault.
I'll let it play out a second longer. Okay.
Oh, I muted
Thank
them.
you. I just want to say, guys, I definitely knew when I went to the Dustin Javen thing that I didn't know if there would be like a good resolution. And obviously, this isn't like a tribal council where we have to get onto it.
It's not Drew. It's not even a fight. Like, it's really not even a fight. Like, I'm not even like. It's just more of like, it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
You guys get more heated with one another, to be honest. But I think this conversation maybe isn't going to be super productive. And I think maybe if you guys ever wanted to, a one-on-one type thing could be more beneficial. Because I think here it's just going to be.
It's just so annoying the fact that like he constantly be like, oh, you didn't speak to them. You didn't speak to them. Like, I would have wasted my time. I spoke to Krista in the jury. I was like, Krista, if I would have came up to y'all, because I've been known in Big Brothers for playing everybody, I'm like making everyone feel like I'm the #1 best friend. Like, I could have done that. Trust me, I could have done that. But don't sit here and be like, oh, you didn't speak to them. You didn't speak to them. I didn't speak to them because your friends constantly was in a room together. Ask Lucas, because Lucas used to fuck with them about how they wanted me out. So that's why, because I publicly wanted to be like, yeah, I'm coming for you bitches in the confessional. I wasn't pussy about it. I look like the bad guy because I didn't speak to them. Why would I sit here and waste my time? So don't sit here and be like, oh, you didn't speak to them. You didn't speak to them. They didn't speak to me. Ask them. Did they speak to me? Nobody spoke to me.
Yeah,
Nobody spoke to me.
I was
I felt
gonna
like a
say,
piece of
many
shit the
times
whole time
people
at
did
the
try
fact
to
that my
speak to
friends
them to get
had someone to talk to on the other side and I couldn't have nobody to speak to. I had to work on that shit on my own. So it's so frustrating that I had to play that shit on my own because all my friends constantly had someone to speak to on the other side. I don't know what the fuck Alex said.
Oh, I
But
was agreeing with you. I was saying
Okay,
that our
okay.
side, when we did have combos, it was more trying to get information out.
Right,
of it.
and no one spoke to me.
Hard to
But
know.
I look like the bad guy because I was like, yeah, I want Ryan and Chris out. Boom, boom. Or I want Alex out. I look like the bad guy. But no one spoke to me. No one spoke to me. I fought that shit by myself. Straight up.
I just want to say that I know it was a thing that happened at tribal after tribal after tribal. There has always been a lot of tension amongst this group, and there's been people that get along and sides have formed, and some people are closer with others and some people don't really like other people. I just think that this group that I casted, there's not a single person in this cast that I think is a bad person or that I don't like or anything of that nature. So I do just kind of want to encourage you guys to, if you're open to it as the season is now over and you do feel like you have something that needs to be worked out with someone, maybe talk to that person. Just over time, maybe some of these feuds that you guys have will defuse. And I just definitely wanted to say that. I think a lot of the reasons that some of you have so much beef with one another is game tension. And I think outside of the game, I think you can dismantle that. So I just definitely wanted to say that before I segue to the next person. I do want to say thank you so much, Javen and Dustin, for even talking about your all's issues. And thank you guys. But I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Lucas. So Lucas, you were someone that I was very interested with from the very beginning of the game because the sides started to develop quickly even before merge. The sides were forming. And you were someone that I think early on in the game pivoted back and forth a few times between which side you come in and say, I'm working with this person. No, I'm working with that person. And I remember at one point I'm talking to production. I'm like, guys, Lucas is screwed. There's no way that any side's going to work with Lucas at this point. Like, I don't think anyone trusts him. And I think Kayla Cole was the only person I thought like trusted you in the game. But you did find you did find your space. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it was like kind of figuring out where to find your position and dealing with the divide in the game?
Yeah, so early on, I knew going into the game, I would be a huge target. You know, it happens to me every game I play. I'm always targeted right from the jump. So my strategy was to, amplify other targets. And I knew that the friend group was not a thing or whatever, but like they all knew each other in one way or another. So, I planted that seed night one, day one with Jonathan and Devin. And they ended up ratting me out, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I planted that seed trying to get a target on them. And then to the friend group, I was kind of trying to get a target on Javen because Javen was talking mad shit about them. And, Javen's a great player. So I made sure everyone knew that. But I was going back and forth a bit. And my constant was Kayla. And when Kayla got screwed by Ryan and Krista, who I was more loyal to at first, I was like, well, fuck that. Like, I'm going all in with Javen, and I'm glad I did because that's my fucking boy. And yeah, I had a great time this season. Good time, good guys. Love it.
I do definitely want to say, I think Javen and Lucas are like an underrated duo. Like you look at Ellie and Dustin, and you see Krista and Ryan, and I think Javen and Lucas weren't always attached together so tightly, but as the season went on, you guys were able to really sit and have conversations that were productive and be open with one another. And so I think that was something that I was really interested in seeing. And I did.
And me and Lucas, I'm sorry to cut you off, Joel. I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry. I love you. Me and Lucas wasn't even that close before. Like you can ask him. Like we spoke like probably on the day of, maybe even the day before. Like, I mean, he was rooting for me and DFNZ towards the end. And then we spoke after. Like, I'm so thankful to like walk away with like a really, really good friend. I came in with Dom and Dustin. I'm coming out with Lucas added on to that. So it's really good.
I love you, Javen.
I love you more.
Jonathan?
Hi.
We're talking about you.
Oh no, good things or bad things?
Good
things.
Okay,
so
really
low-key
quickly.
pissed.
Oh wait, you want to talk? You can go for it,
No,
Jonathan.
no, I was just gonna say I'm low-key pissed because I was supposed to leave a half hour ago. And
Oh.
I'm just leaving now. But anyways, what were you gonna ask me?
Oh, I didn't have a question yet, but I definitely do have a question for you. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it was like being, and also Lucas, remind me, I want to go back to you in a second. But Jonathan, what was it like going out so early? And do you feel like you were able to like make relationships and friendships and really gain something from this experience?
Honestly, like going out so soon wasn't really a bad thing in my eyes, just because I did come in and make a lot of friends and like interact with people that I have never interacted with before in this fandom. So honestly, like I wouldn't change this experience, not even a second.
Thank you, Jonathan.
No problem.
I do want to say you and Marcy's like duo was definitely something that I was like rooting for, and I was sad that that got separated so early.
Wait, okay, I'm so confused.
We got
What?
reunited.
Because okay, I love Jonathan. Well, what the fuck about us as a duo? I don't understand.
We knew each other a day and a half, but like
when you left, it was very like Jonathan was very upset about it. Like I think Jonathan continued to carry Marcy throughout the season after you left. So like,
no, for sure.
Oh
yeah, you were
But
definitely
because-
not forgotten when you were gone.
No,
y'all
I know.
did it so
and
dirty.
and that's the thing though, is that a lot of people when they play games, like they forget like the reason why we do this. It's to have fun. It's to make these connections. Like that's why I enjoy playing games. Like of course I want to like make moves and stuff like that. But I think like even though being first boot, I met a lot of people that I really wanted to meet. I was able to make connections with people and stuff like that. I wish I could have, furthered my connections. But I feel like with that one night I was there, I really did have some great conversations. I opened up about like very serious shit in my life and stuff like that. And so that's why I was really hurt at my tribal, because I was like, damn, like I was like, I just told you guys about like some serious shit and y'all are just like, bye bitch. I was like, fuck. But yeah, no, I mean, Jonathan is like literally one of the most genuine, kind people like I have ever met like in my life. So the fact that I was able to
feel the same way about you.
Literally like I think Jonathan is so sweet and he's such a pure soul, and like I'm not like that. Like I'm kind of a bitch sometimes, so it's definitely good to like have someone positive like that around me. So like I really wish I could have played more with Jonathan, because that would have been really fun.
And I
Somebody
do want to
just
say,
commented Jonathan X Marcy, and like I honestly felt that so much. Love that.
I do want to say it's always sad to see people go home early, but this was the smallest cast that I've ever had, and I want to say I actually loved having a smaller cast, because I feel like Marcy, even though you went first, I feel like you got to play an even more important role than a typical first boot. And I do want to say that you are definitely a component of the season that I think is valuable and important. And I do, when I look at the season, I still do see you. So I just wanted to say
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
And I want to go to Lucas, because Lucas, I want to talk a little bit about your rivalry with Ellie. Kind of talk to me about how that came about and your all's relationship now and where it's at now. And Ellie,
Okay, well, first of all, I had like 10 rivalries this season, so Ellie was just my last one. But I love her now. But I did go in a little bit at Final Tribal. I got really angry every time Ellie would fucking push a Tribal Council or a challenge back. I would lose my shit. And you know, I am a bitter person. I will own that. When I go to the jury house or the Ponderosa or whatever, I am usually in a bad mood. So I walked in just losing, getting beat by Ellie, getting voted out by her, and I was pissed off and I didn't see the game she played. So I went in a bit, but I love Ellie now, and I'm glad we've talked things out off camera, and I think we can hug it out. And I think that she was robbed. I'm glad Corey won, but Ellie was robbed.
Ellie, do you have anything to kind of respond to that?
Yeah, no, we actually did. Well, first of all, I think I said this a billion times, but I was actually really shocked when he ripped into me at Tribal Council because I did not know that he felt that way. Like, I knew that I obviously voted him out and I knew that like I beat him in the challenge, but I was like, okay, like my vote was obvious. So I was like, he's not gonna be mad at me, right? Oh my God, now my dog's barking. Anyways, so yeah, so when he ripped into me, I was like really sad and really shocked, but we did work things out now. We spoke like off camera and I'm really happy we did because Lucas is someone that I love to talk to. He is like such a genuine person and I literally love talking. He has such an amazing spirit. So I'm really happy that we worked things out. And yeah, I'm happy that's behind us. That's all I'm gonna say. I really am.
Very behind.
Before I go to the next person, I do want to say, I feel like I say this like every now and then to remind you guys, there's like so many people that I still like want to say something to. Like I want to say something again to Devin and to Alex and to Sean and Dominic. Like I'm going back to you guys, but like there's like too many people that I have to go back to all the time. So Corey, I want to go back to you. Are you still able to talk?
Yeah, I can. I'll be quiet.
So we haven't heard from you in like forever, and you're literally the winner. You literally just won the game. I want to talk to you. What is it like coming into your first ever face game, the first ever game where you're actually playing as you and yourself, and to win that? Like, what has this experience been like for you?
Honestly, like going into it, I would have never seen myself winning. I didn't know what to expect at all. Like I did think I got kind of set up well with the tribe I had at the beginning, even though it still wasn't like a 100% free pass. That definitely helped me out and that helped me ease into things a lot. Even Ryan, I know once during the game, he sent me a message and he was really proud of me, which I appreciate a lot. And I was proud of myself too, because I did feel like I was doing a good job of adapting to the situation. As the season went on, I definitely got more comfortable with it. And towards the end, obviously, I mean, I won, so I'm super proud of myself. It was such a fun experience. I wouldn't change a thing about what I did. And yeah, I'm just super happy that I ended up winning.
I just want to say, I remember like when I first reached out to you and you sent in your pictures and you said yes and everything. And you were messaging me like constantly, like the days leading up to reveal, saying like, I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh. Like you kept telling me, like talking to me, kept like wanting to just like confide in me of how nervous and terrified you were. And I just want to say, look, you took that step, you did that. The season's over and you're the winner. So I just think that that's like such a great thing to think back to. And I just want to say thank you, Corey, for like taking that step. And I know that you were scared to do it, but thank you for doing it. And thank you for just being part of it and then winning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Alex, I want to go to you because I want to say, I think you rubbed a lot of the players the wrong way throughout the season. Yeah. I think you rubbed a lot of production the wrong way. Production was like always like, oh my gosh, Alex. I would say I think someone has like an underrated strategist, in my opinion. I think you were actually like pulling things off a lot and I think I will say this. I think you did, and something that's been pointed out to me when I would say this, people would say, oh, well, he was given those opportunities when people like wanted to take him to the end because you became a lot of people's end game plans. So you did kind of have those pathways to look at, but obviously you put yourself into that position. You are the one that ended yourself there. And I think a lot of the decisions that you made were definitely interesting and some people didn't maybe see it, but I think you should definitely be proud of yourself. because I think if you look at the stuff that happened throughout the season, a lot of it can go back to you. So kind of talk to me about what it's like to play that kind of game and feel like, you know, sit in the end and then maybe not get the credit that you deserve.
You know, so I told you this coming into this season, Drew. I wanted to switch up my strategy because a lot of the time I play these games the same way, where I want to be in control of everything. I'm more of a cocky player, loud out there. But this season, I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to be a sheep low-key for a little bit, which to start off sounds a little whack. But, like, I wanted to lay low. I wanted to be under the radar. And I wanted to, like, build social connections to carry me to the end. Because every game I play, I always get cut before making it to Final Tribal Council. I never get to the end. So I was like, let me switch it up. Let me try to do something. Yes, I pissed a lot of people off. But it's okay. At the end of the day, I genuinely, like, don't have an issue with anyone here. And I made moves that I thought would guarantee me getting to the end, not maybe guarantee me the win, if that makes any sense, because I could have made louder, bigger moves, blindsided more people and crazy like that. But I was always in the majority. I was always knowing where the votes were going, and I tried to do what I thought could get me to the end and, like, give me the best shot of getting there.
I do want to point out, I think you did make a really big move at one point when you took that information, that plan of the Dustin vote, and you took that and you got Javen instead. And you were also, I do want to say that you were a component of that, but I think you were a leading charge in that vote off in that plan. So definitely don't sell yourself short. I think that maybe at times you did nod along and yes, I'll be your sheep, but there was definitely moments where you took the reins yourself and you navigated your own way. So definitely remember that.
Yeah, because I kind of wanted to balance it out. I didn't want to be all going out there going crazy, because if I did that, I would have went to jury, and I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to do whatever I could to make it to the end, and I feel like I just did that, and I'm happy with the game I played no matter what. But no, to answer your question, Liz, that you said in the chat, I would say I was slightly on the outs, but I wouldn't say I was like completely on the outs, because I was close with Sean, I was close with Zaire. I obviously had Krista. I had this weird relationship with Javen and Dominic where I was like kind of with them at some points, but then like kind of not. So I feel like I could have managed and maneuvered my way at that point. So I wasn't like completely on the outs, but I threw my vote at that tribal, but yeah.
I do want to, I'm not even going to go super in depth on this because I am going to go to the next person. I do want to say the Alex and Dustin dynamic was definitely hilarious to watch all season long. Super funny. I enjoyed it. And I think that it was interesting. You guys would work together and then you guys would hate each other. It was very interesting dynamic. I just want to say that. I want to go to Dominic because Dominic, you were someone, actually, let me start it off by saying this. So rankings and stuff are eventually going to come out, like I would say like in a week or something, like literally don't bank on it coming out soon. There's some stuff that we got to work out. It's going to be a little bit different than what you typically see. I'm making like all of production literally send in like their thoughts as well. I want to see like their top 6 like stands basically, and I want to see like who they thought was most entertaining, who they thought played the best overall game. And I want to say I was like working on mine, and earlier in the season there was a part where I was like, I don't know. I was like, I feel like Dom's just kind of like with Javen and Dustin. I don't know if Dom's like really doing his own blah, 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 whatever. Well, Dominic, I can say that you like made your way onto my top 6 by the end of the season. Like, I think towards the end specifically, I saw you just completely like open up and brighten up, and your social game was so strong and so powerful. And you were this gigantic threat that like no one could sit next to in the end. Cause I think you probably would end up had beat every single person based off of just how likable and how much people would want to give you their vote alone. I think he's signaling someone to wait.
No.
Okay. I thought it looked like you were looking the other way. But I definitely wanted to say that like you were someone that grew on me, and I knew at Tribal Council when everyone else was like telling me some BS, I could ask Dominic and Dominic would tell me what was actually going on. So I want to say that like for the moments that I didn't stand Dominic and Daniel was like, just wait, you will. I did stand you, and you were one of my top people at the end of it. And yeah, I just wanted to give props where props are due, Dom, and like your social game was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Also, I really appreciated the Dom and Ellie duo. It came at the end, but I liked it.
Right. If only Ellie would have voted Alex ass out.
Oh my god. But Dom, I'm actually serious. Like when I said it in my speech, like I wasn't lying. I actually did try my hardest to keep you. Like ask Dustin, I really did.
Oh yeah, Dustin, bitch, fuck you too. Fucking bitch. Like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I definitely had a person that I had in mind. I have like a couple different people that I had in mind to go back to. I just want to say, Liz, really quickly. I don't even know if you realize, you probably do. You specifically made me laugh harder at any other tribal council that I ever had in my entire life at any tribal. I like have this trick where like if I'm laughing at a tribal, I'll like pinch myself so that I don't laugh because I don't want to give away anything, especially if there's like an idol or like I don't want to give anybody a heads up about the vote. But you were so chaotic at the tribal you went to. I think you were playing like a really good game. I thought if you made merge, you would have had a decent shot. But then everything fell apart at that last tribal. You were like a fish out of water completely. You were everywhere. I remember at one point I knew everyone was blindsiding you, and I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been Peyton. Peyton was like, I think we all know who the vote is tonight. And Liz, I knew it was you, and you go, yeah, I think we all know. Like, you just sent me so much throughout that tribal council. There was even a part where you were like, I don't even know, you just were saying the most random stuff. Like, talk to me a little bit about that tribal.
She was sending us cat pictures.
Yeah, the cat pictures.
So I think I was like playing really well up until the point where I gave Ryan my thingy. I think that kind of fucked me because obviously if I didn't give it to him, they both would have stayed and I would have had it at that tribal. I actually knew I was going home the second when I was whispering everyone, absolutely no response. Everyone was just like, haha, like, and no one was whispering. And usually like the seeds that I thought I had successfully placed, which clearly were not successful in any way, shape, or form, if they were actually placed correctly, people would have been scrambling. So I knew once it started that I was going home. So I was like, whatever. No, I wasn't like, whatever. I kind of cried about it. So I went into it. I was 100% loyal to Alex and Corey, and they know that now. But in the moment, they thought that since I was like talking to both sides, this was before I knew Alex was a lying bitch. No offense. Before I knew that he wasn't as on the outs that he was describing. If you call me Helen Keller, Krista, I'm gonna hit you in the head with a brick. But anyways, so I thought like they would actually have my back, and I really thought Javen was gonna do something because like they played me so well to the point where I literally just had no clue that my name was even out there until tribal. So props to them. I don't know whose idea it was, but I have a feeling it was probably Jamin because he has like a kink for getting me out in games. Like he just like gets off to it. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, Liz.
I don't know what it is, girl. Like I've tried to work with you so many times, and you just love to bite me in the ass. You know, it's the fan behavior.
No, can I just say, Liz is such like she's such a good girl because like you could do her dirty and like she'll like be so sad, but then she'll be like, you know what, like props to you for like getting me.
I am genuinely like the most forgiving person ever. I literally just I wanted to kick him in the head, but I was so insanely proud of him. Like I am a forgiving human being.
I love you, Liz. You know this.
Stab me in the back again though, and I'll be at your house in 8 hours. But yeah, I mean that tribal was chaotic. I tried to pull what I thought would be a big move. Obviously, it was not in my favor. But, you know, if for some reason, like, shit actually happened, and Corey, I don't want you to go to hell.
Wait, Liz, who did you vote that tribe? You voted me, right?
Voted you, yeah.
Yeah, she voted you.
Okay, so I was talking to Alex and Corey, and I was, like, telling you guys that I was gonna, like, vote Zara or whatever, because she was asleep. I don't even remember what I did. All I know is that I threw, like, 4 names. Like, I was pulling a Jonathan real quick. No offense, love. You know I love you. I was throwing a lot of names out there. And then I was like, I don't remember whose name I specifically threw to you, Javen, like that side. I know I wanted to split votes. Oh, yeah, I was saying to split votes between Alex and Corey, right? To you guys. And then I went to Alex and Corey, and I was like, okay, we're going to vote Javen because he thinks that we're voting Zaire. Something about Zaire's name got thrown. So I thought if you had something, you were going to play it on Zaire. And then it would be 2 to 3 because I thought you guys were gonna actually split votes. I don't know why I thought you were stupid enough to fall for that. But if that would have like been successful, I was like, oh well, I'll get Javen out. I'll get him out before he gets me. Clearly that didn't work. But that was like my whole thought process. I think I was screwed anyway though, because I don't know who told me, but someone told me after, like literally 5 minutes after I got snuffed, that like I was going home like 10 minutes after we lost the game, that my name was.
Can I just talk about this quickly? Because like I know like I haven't really given you like a solid explanation, but like right after the challenge ended, Lucas had told me that you were like down to vote me and that you actually threw my name out because you were saying like I was gonna be some challenge threat at the merge. So at that point, like I knew we weren't gonna have Lucas on our side because obviously we would have needed a fourth, and he was saying.
I did say that, I think.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gave me too, Liz, and you were like, "Let's do Corey" at one point. And I was like,
And so I was like, so at that point I was like, well, okay. So they were all telling me to vote for you, and then like, so like yeah, like right after the challenge ended, you were going home, and then I felt really bad because obviously I knew you were trying to save.
I threw everyone's name except Dustin and.
Maybe Lucas.
Yeah. No, I threw Lucas' name because I knew he had the fucking idol. I literally went, I called God. I was like, look at me in my eyes. I literally made him turn the camera on. And I went, do you have the idol? And he did this like little chuckle. And he was like, no, I don't have it. And I was like, bitch.
The thing with Liz is like, I was like,
real quick.
The thing with Liz, I was like, this girl cannot go to merge because she comes up to me. This was like, by the time like Julie as well. She was like, so who are you guys voting? She's like in the whole other tribe. And I'm like, I don't know. She was like, yeah, well, you know, Julia and Krista doesn't have an idol, right? I was like, why are you coming up to me defending only Julia and Krista's name?
Wait, I said that?
Yeah, she was like, you know, Julia and Krista doesn't have an idol. Maybe Dustin or maybe even Lucas or something like that. I was like, oh.
That was at the point where I knew Lucas had the idol. I was just trying to plant that seed and it kind of worked. But for some reason, everyone was wrapped around Lucas's little finger up until I think you had a lot of people around your finger, Love. Like a lot of people.
I was like, I'm not voting Dustin out. So I was like, let's
He didn't have me though this time. I can say this full-heartedly.
Lucas, I think you were one of the sneakiest players of the season, but I still go for
my
it.
title.
Props to you.
Thanks, babe. Appreciate it. Ran out of time now. Ran out of time.
Really quickly, I want to go to the next thing. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. I do want to say, Liz, production was so mad when you gave the coin away because Ryan didn't need it. We knew Ryan didn't need it. And then you didn't need the coin. You just needed to hold the coin. You didn't need the coin to work. They weren't going to vote you if you had the coin because they were like, oh, she has something safety. So if you had that thing with you, you were going to be off limits from the vote. So it was so irritating. You were really faithful.
5 minutes before that tribal, I was told that Ryan and Krista were safe, and I was going to try to get him to give it back to me. But Krista said in the chat earlier, Ryan was like, no, I need that advantage. I don't think Ryan would have given it back to me just due to his
True, he was so adamant on bringing it to tribal, and I was like,
I am confident in the fact that if I didn't give that to you, or if I would have gotten it back, that I probably would have made merge. I would have played it on myself at that tribal where I went home, and I don't think people would have tried to vote me because everyone was under the thought process that I had an idol that was like going to work. Like I'm pretty confident in the fact that like the 6 people I was on a tribe with thought I would have had immunity if I had that still. So I think like that was a major screw up to my game, and that's ironically exactly what Simona said to not do. She literally told me like for 30 minutes straight to not do that, and then me being the stupid bitch I am, I did that for my allies. Friend group, hey guys, but
can I just say something about this really fast?
Yeah.
I would like to apologize to Liz. First of all, I did not know that I didn't need it. Here's my thing is that Javen went to the island or the land of legends or whatever, like literally 700 times. And Dominic was like kind of semi on the outs of our tribe. And we all saw the confessionals. He was coming for Ryan and Krista. Okay. So because of the fact that he had like, God knows how many advantages, I was not even gonna lie, I was absolutely mortified because of the fact that Javen, once again, I totally understand why you did it, but he was kind of pinning me as this ringleader. And if he were to give something to Dominic, he would have said, I mean, I'm sure that Javen would even agree with this. If he were to give something to Dominic, he would have probably said vote for Ryan and use this tonight. You know what I mean? So that's why I was petrified. That's why Dominic didn't even get votes that night, was because we were scared that Javen had given something to Dominic, but then we were also like, what if he gave something to Peyton? So then it was just.
Someone told me that like
Y'all
they
bitches
were like, I don't know. That someone told me like, oh, they think you're gonna give it to Dominic. I was like, okay, fine with me. I gave it to Dominic.
Use that shit. Use that shit.
Use that shit. I was like, yeah, I gave something. Because Liz was like, people are saying like you gave something to Dominic. I was like, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, that was just
Go
exactly.
ahead and vote.
Actually, Ryan, I was thinking about that like right after your guys' tribal, or like maybe right before it. I think it was Sean that I said this to, maybe, but we were talking and I was like, yeah, I totally could have faked that out, pulled Ryan into a room, had production join, pretended I gave it to him, and then had it in my possession. We could have done that, but I was high, as usual. I was baking. Like I feel like, I don't know if anyone here would have fallen for that, but if you guys saw like what you saw, because I know a lot of people did notice that Ryan and I were in a room with all of fucking production. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we saw them. We were like, oh, she gave it to him.
I scolded them afterwards. I said, guys, don't do that.
Me and Luke was like, oh, she gave it to him. She gave it to him.
I just want to say that I was like the only cast member that like should have been there, because I was there when Liz and Ryan were talking, and they said, "Can you get Drew?" So that's why I went there. So just clearing my name with that. But
Oh my god, Peyton.
Oh my God. Hey everyone!
About time, geez.
Oh my God!
Really quick, guys, I am gonna pull up. I want to pull up the list of everything that was from the Land of Legends, so I can kind of like expose to you guys if I can remember where that note is.
That means getting exposed.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so
All of
I just
David's-
want to say
all of
really
David's
quick.
badges and idols.
I think that you guys thought that the Land of Legends, like, I think you guys always thought that there was like 20 more advantages in the game than what there was. Like, you guys were always like, no, this person has 3 idols. Like, I low-key think Dustin in the early stage of the game was like the worst one about it. He was like, they have 4, and like then he would tell people I have some. Like, it was so funny to watch.
Strategy.
It was so funny to watch. But I'm gonna walk you guys through what each legend, because obviously you guys know you come to Land of Legends, that you'd pick a legend, that person had something to offer, and I'm gonna tell you guys what that was. So Simona would have if you don't vote at the next tribal council, you'd get a 50-50 coin, and you could play it, I think, at the next 2 tribals, and that's what Liz got. Then Daniel had tell them that I would be wearing a necklace at the next tribal council they attend. Javen got that. And
that's what started everything, please.
necklace right off of me. Evan had if basically Lucas had to compete in a challenge, and if he completed the challenge, he would get a necklace, an immunity necklace that he, after the challenge, he would have like 3 times after he lost a challenge, whether it was a tribal or individual immunity, right after he'd be like, hey, I have this necklace, I'm safe. He did not win that challenge because we made it very hard. And
Can I just say that I thought Lucas was lying, because I remember like
So
Christian telling me like Christian was like,
let's talk about
because I was like, because Christian told me to tell them that I did a challenge, whatever. So when Lucas told me, I'm like, he's fucking lying. He didn't do shit.
No, I thought everyone had to do a challenge too. Meanwhile, all Liz had to do was not vote when she already had majority. Javen didn't do shit for any of his advantages. Ryan had to give his to Krista, and I had to climb a fucking mountain on the edge of extinction. What is up with that?
Well, you picked Evan, who was there for his physical.
No, Drew. Reality noted is corrupt.
At the end of the day, the quote of the season, reality noted is corrupt.
Come on, Grayson.
Come on, Grayson. I want to finish these really quick. Bella had offered to Ryan. I'm sure Ryan was disappointed when he got this one. It was basically you would get to pick between a steal a vote or an extra vote, and he couldn't have it for himself. He would have to share it because it was a social advantage. He gave it to Krista. I do want to say, probably ended up being the most powerful advantage of the season. Completely defeated the first vote and hurt Zare's game a lot. Sorry, Zare. Deshaun had it was basically Javen could see a vote, reveal a vote. And I think in a season where the divide wasn't so clear, that could have been beneficial, but you guys made it so clear that Javen never even used it. It just kind of went to waste because, like, what was the?
I was like, I know where these peasants are voting tonight.
Everybody was supposed to say where they voted, like after tribals. It was so funny.
Yeah,
and
we were like,
Javen had the legacy advantage that was playable at 11 and 6, and obviously Javen did.
Period.
Besides
Period.
that, pre-merge idols were only hidden like once, and if they were like, when Kayla went home, that shit was not re-hidden. It was gone for good. And then obviously there was a merge idol, there was the Land of Legends idol. There weren't that many. There was maybe a few.
The hat idol.
The hat idols. Oh yeah, that was a special week. That week was a special week. So no one actually had that. We knew that at the Instant Tribal 2 people would get sent. So Daniel and Evan did a thing because they had a whole feud their season about an idol, where Javen got half of an idol, Zara got half an idol. But when Zara went home, that half of the idol was gone, and Javen lost all the power.
And I just say we low-key bashed the legend. I'm so sorry, Evan and Daniel. But we would tell people like, yeah, like Evan and Daniel told us to both say steal. So like we were like, how dare they? Like they kind of.
No, I was like, Daniel played me so hard.
Some of us
Yeah, we were like,
then, like a bunch of us thought that was like made up by you. Like I knew that was a fake story. I knew you guys. I think it was me and Krista talked about it.
I think we all figured out it was.
Yeah, Krista came into the room like, so what did you guys get from the Land of Legends? I'm texting Zara like, yo, she's trying to find out so she can tell her side.
I mean, it wasn't a fake story because they did tell us to just take it for ourselves, but
regardless if it was like if they thought that they were, we were like, if they thought they were fake, like, so what? Wrong with it? Like, because they think it's fake, so they probably think we got something more real.
That was
so
it
worked out
for the Zara vote off more so, which a lot of people we all know bashed me for it. We did think she had a half idol, and we thought that you had something like a real idol that you were going to play at that tribal. So the point of us doing Zara that night was so that we could flush the half idol. And
oh my god, Zara, hug Zara, please.
Well, I almost played it too, but I'm not selfish enough to steal it for myself.
You can steal it from me next time, Zara. It's okay.
Okay. I'll snatch
That's
it
a
from
half
you.
out of Zare, and that Javen just had an idol.
Wait, really quick. I just realized I never went back to Zara and Alex. Zara and Alex, how are you guys? Are you guys good?
Hate him.
Hate her too, honestly.
Nah, we made up. I unblocked
Y'all
him.
can stop with that
No.
fake fight shit right now. You can stop. No.
I want to say
Okay, but we did have a real fight.
Yeah.
I loved your guys' friendship in the game, and I feel like it never ever translated to like a game relationship. Like it just always failed. Like I felt like you guys never found yourselves on the same side, and you guys were both very stubborn with your side. But like as in friendship, I love just to listen to your all's conversations and just be part of them. I thought it was so.
And that's the thing.
It was just Alex asking me stuff and be like, I don't know.
No, and then I like literally the tribal she was leaving, I just like didn't respond to anything she was saying. I was like, I'm not giving you any information. But friendship wise, like that was my girl, obviously. Like we would go to sleep. Y'all don't understand. We would leave the calls at the same exact times. We would leave rooms at the same exact times. We're like, okay, are we going to bed tonight? We're going to bed? Okay. And then we would get off. Like personal wise, she was definitely someone who I was like super close with, but game, I never could trust her. I didn't think she, like, yes, everybody was saying, oh, she could be beneficial for your game. I didn't see it because of the fact that I felt like, no offense to you, Zara, obviously. I felt like her alliance, there were certain people that were in charge, and my name was going to be brought up eventually. And even if she didn't want to do me, it was either she was going to throw a vote and then I was going to get voted out, or she was just gonna like stick with her side. So as much
I don't think I would have thrown a vote on you though. I think I would have pulled a full on Dustin and be like, no, I'm not voting him.
Yeah, that's
well, at the time we needed her vote too. Like even if she would have burned her vote, we didn't have the votes to get you out. Like you guys had more than us at that point.
And I was honestly planning on going far with you because I knew that if like I didn't switch sides basically because I knew there were so many strong like male personalities that I knew eventually Javen, Dustin, and Lucas one of them would turn on each other because they have these strong personalities that I was like, oh, I'll just go with them and then eventually they'll turn on each other. So I was never actually gonna come. I was actually never gonna come after you.
I didn't think you would per se, but I think like no offense, I think Lucas might have wanted me out of the game eventually, and he would have been like, fuck it, he's going home.
Girl, I think everyone was taking you to the final three. I think we all
if I didn't vote out Zare at that point, I don't think so. It was I think me voting out Zare was definitely one of the main reasons why people wanted me to sit at Final Tribal Council.
I don't think that was the reason, if I'm being honest. So you played this huge victim game, and I think that's all that people saw was you were like, oh, I'm at the bottom, like, please pity me. So I think a lot of people did just want to take you to Final 3 because they weren't seeing big moves from you. I think the biggest move you did was voting out.
Exactly.
Really quick, I just want to say it was actually weird whenever Zare just said that you played this victim game, and I just saw like so many heads across the screen just start nodding and it was
say,
strategy.
Like, I just want to know, and it came to Final Tribal Council where he was saying like, yeah, I was playing victim as a strategy, but friends came up to me, right? Like people from outside the game, right? And they were saying that you would post on your close friend story, which none of us are in. You would purposely go to a different room from where Ryan, Ellie, and Krista would be at. And you would purposely go to a room by yourself and be like, I'm at the bottom. I'm like, everyone's coming after me. If I was Ellie, Ryan, and Krista, I would have been like, fuck Alex. Because they were like, they would help you out. They would pat you on your shoulder. But you would leave them purposely and go to a different room and be by yourself and say, I'm by myself, I'm at the bottom. So how was this strategy when none of us could see your close friend story? That's why I'm like, this isn't a strategy. I pulled up the screenshot, not gonna lie, to my jurors, because I was like, this motherfucker's not about to come in here saying like he had a mastermind, like, yeah, I was playing victim at the bottom. The only time I can say that you were at the bottom was the Julia's vote, but the fact that you dragged that on all along, I was like, oh, this is not even strategy. This is actually Alex, if I'm being honest.
No, can I answer that? I did that as a joke because the first time I did it, like I posted on my story, I was like, wait a minute, I might be going home because of the conversation I had with Dustin before the Julia Tribal Council, was when he was like, yeah, there's a snake and that person's going to be known tonight that they're like going to be getting the boot or something like that. He said some weird thing that like rubbed me the wrong way. So as a joke, I posted it once and then it just like kept happening as a joke. It wasn't like a serious thing. The person who did screenshot my close friend story, that was strange to me just because of the fact that, again, it was one of Javen's friends outside the game trying to interfere.
No.
Oh, let's talk about interfere.
Yeah.
Because when we went to the jury, right, because you were so big on like Erin, Chloe, and Nora, and all my friends, what about the fact that George Vito went up to Ryan and told you guys that Lucas has an idol, and that's how you guys know George Vito is not in the game? Why was that never brought up?
You guys,
I don't know who George Vito is.
Why was my friends brought up, but not the whole George Vito thing brought up? That's why I was like, hold up, my friends are interfering in the game, so are your friends too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this was not, first of all, I don't even know who that is. I'm not friends with them. And I never knew that information, so thank you for telling me that now. I really, if he did do that, which y'all are saying he did, I don't like that either. I already said from the beginning, from the jump, I don't like when people not in the game interfere with the game and try to get into it.
Agreed.
So I think because I've been on production for games and that's happened in games I've been on production for, and we clock those bitches. Like, that's how I roll, because I don't appreciate it. So again, Javen, I was never even told that you, or Lucas, I was never told by George Vito you had an idol. My DM them.
Well, your side knew because George Vito wanted to open his mouth, right? Like,
my side didn't even relay that to me, to be honest. Like, I don't think.
I know, but your side did all like miraculously find out, oh, because the idol, and like I feel like people found that out because George Vito told.
Just unmute. Like, what you doing? You don't need permission to talk.
I didn't realize I was on mute.
I didn't know anything about.
Well, I want to add something to that because basically, Tom is dragging me. Okay.
No, he was dragging Sean. He was dragging Sean.
Oh, okay. But I didn't. I don't know what happened with the George Vito thing, but I didn't actually hear. But like, I didn't hear that you had an idol from George Vito. Honestly, I don't know if maybe the other part of my alliance did, but for the most part, we honestly. Oh, Ryan is raising his hand, but we honestly. Wait. Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We honestly, I think we kind of just more suspected it. Like I remember even before we merged, when we were gonna vote off Devin instead of Jonathan because we thought Jonathan had the idol, I remember talking to you and I was like, okay, we have to vote Devin. Like we were both talking about it, right? And then you were kind of pushing for Jonathan instead of Devin. And I was literally into Ryan's DMs going, oh my God, what if Lucas has the idol? Like we kind of suspected it, but honestly, I didn't hear anything about the George Beetle thing. I just want to say that.
No, yeah.
We always
Knew about
suspected
it.
it, but
Jordan
it was
actually
confirmed
FaceTimed me.
because
Wait, can I just talk about it because this whole thing was kind of my fault. Sorry. Anyways, so first of all,
it's the co-'s fault, but
okay. So basically, what happened was I actually did end up telling my entire alliance about it. I don't know if they don't remember it, but it was in a 5-person call.
So you're telling me that Alex knew?
To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that it was all 5 people were in it, but he might have not remembered. I don't think that he.
I don't
Maybe he had a notepad. He had a notebook. He remembered.
I think that you
So
confirmed
basically,
that an outside source told us that
Yeah.
Lucas had the idol, but I don't think you said who it was.
yeah. So, but I did go to Lucas when we did talk, and I actually told him that that was being said. I kind of wanted to give him a heads up. However, I did also try to use that to my benefit and kind of spread that around a tad, which I am sorry about, Lucas.
You're fine. It's not your fault that someone else.
It's the fact that like we were like blamed for apparently having outside influence looking at Alex, and then like you knew. So why wasn't that a big deal about Lucas having an idol? But it was such a big deal that I told Nora about something that I think something is going on about this big friend group. It was brought up at a tribal. Aaron, whose production was brought up in the tribal. Chloe, who's never even spoken to Aaron and Nora together. But the fact that some of y'all knew, like Ryan said, he confirmed it, that even if it wasn't George Vito, y'all knew that someone from the outside the game knew that, said that Lucas has an idol. That was never brought up to tribal. But the minute my friends say something which never even happened, it's such a big deal at tribal. So I want to know like what's going on.
Can I speak? So what I'm saying is I genuinely didn't know. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Like I'm sitting here saying maybe he did say it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention because we all know when I'm not gonna say we all know. When I was on calls with them, like sometimes I didn't pay attention. I ain't gonna lie. I zoned out. But so if he did say it to me and I'm just forgetting, sorry about that. Like I try to play the game fair no matter what. There was the time in the season when my foot touched the door during the one comp where we were standing on our foots. I dropped out like 5 seconds after because I don't want to cheat. That's just not me. So if that did happen, I'm sorry. It did happen to.
Okay.
But no, I didn't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Just
but
finish
all-
what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get rushed to finish.
Okay. Hold on.
What?
Sean has been waiting to speak for fucking hours.
I know,
So
but
Sean,
I'm getting like asked about this situation, so I'm gonna address it and get it. No.
I just want to
With
wrap
the-
it up. We can close it out now. All I'm gonna say is your whole side was very adamant about how the friend group rumors were being started from people outside of the game, even though I started the friend group rumor like day one, and so did Javen. And we didn't feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is people that like game's over, games aside, people are still saying that this call happened and they're still swearing on it. They're saying, do you want me to bring these people into a call right now and get this shit situated? So that's the only reason why I had an issue with it, because people are still saying it's true. I'm putting it in the past at this point. I really don't care. This game's over. Like I'm at the point where I don't care, but I'm just saying from my perspective, that's what happened. And I'm letting them
Okay, but Aaron says
Really quick, guys. I'm
Never had
just gonna like put a pin in it because I actually like before all this broke out, Sean is gonna be the next person I talk to anyways. So like Sean, do you have anything that you wanted to say?
No, I don't. Well, I was waiting for you to ask me something about my game or whatever.
No, I was
didn't know.
waiting to compliment you. You were the person because I was like gonna go and hype you up, but then it got kind of like lost along the thing. I wanted to say you are the only person that came into this game knowing absolutely no one, like seriously no one. And I think you were able to navigate your way to the end. I think there was definitely in like later merge, I think there were moments where you had trouble figuring out what to do, but you were the person that I think at the most had the most options presented to you. There was a reason why you won that social competition. So like I just wanted to say like you I think are maybe an underrated social player, because I think one of the biggest things in this game, one of the biggest components is being able to have options, be able to have avenues. And sometimes, especially with this cast, the way it was so divided, it really limited you, because if you did go with one way, you were seen on that way. You were exposed. But you were the person that could make those decisions and could pick those paths. And I also want to say, I don't know how you guys are or anything, but I think you and Dominic constantly had like a back and forth rivalry, and maybe it was like a low key one, but like there's always confessionals, there's always something going on, and that was one that like I enjoyed, if that makes sense. I didn't love watching you guys not get along, but I enjoyed being like, what's gonna happen with Sean and Dom now? What's gonna happen with Sean and Dom now? So I just wanted to say that. With that,
where we could have been.
I think you guys could have been. I think you guys could have been a pretty good duo. I think you guys could have been.
Oh my god.
I mean, like we could have been, but I don't know. There was just like I couldn't, like, you couldn't.
Sean,
get
that verse, that tribal, when they told me you were the vote, and I told you that should have been the sign.
Well,
like,
no, because I know that, but I knew the whole time. Like,
okay, but still, I didn't know, and I was telling you in front of all these bitches.
I didn't want anything to be ruined. You doing that helped us.
But still, that should have been a sign. Like, Dom is honest, he's straight up. That's a sign.
I mean, honestly, after Krista and Ryan lied to me, like, I really didn't care anymore about shit. I was just
they lied to you, and I stayed, so that was beautiful. We're paid net. Chilly.
Okay.
Can I just say something, Jewel?
No, you're good. Wait, really? Wait, I was just going to wait for like moment of silence. So before you start something new, I shouldn't have to post stuff, but just like everyone can see my face. Like, I have never in my life been on a call with Chloe and Noor at the same time that was not Dalton's champion season from months ago. And it's like really annoying that I have to defend myself as a production member, because I would never like betray Drew's trust like that. But apparently I have to put that out there. I swear in my relationship, that means everything in the world to me. I swear in my life, like my mom's life, like I don't know what more like I have to do to say like it didn't happen. But
and I want to say from the beginning of that, rumor, I immediately like went to Aaron and said, Aaron, I trust you. And like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what kind of rumors going around. Aaron, I gave you the link to the Discord because I trust you, because Aaron's the one that honestly, out of all production, I'm in a minute, I'm going to do a whole production thing. Aaron's the one that was on there with me the most. And I valued that so much. And so despite anything that you guys hear, and I know like, maybe it's not your fault if you contributed to that rumor, maybe that was something that you heard or you were told or you misconstrued. I don't blame you guys, but just to clarify, I trust my production so much. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do this, because I'm gonna say something else after this. But like my production, thank you to the legends and thank you to Aaron. Like, thank you so much for helping me. I am so used to doing everything by myself. And so this season to have like help, it made it so much more fun. I had people to like laugh with and argue with, and I like argue with Evan nonstop about opinions on the game and like other people as well. And like shout out like Dejan and Aaron for typically having similar opinions to me, and Christian. But like I just want to say,
me and Daniel iced it up.
Yeah. Daniel, I mean, they can go, their opinions are not the same as mine. But I want to say also, that speaks volumes to this cast, that like production had so many different opinions in different directions. Pretty soon I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm just gonna shout out a few more things, so I want to make sure people get some love. Devin and Peyton, that duo should have got to see the light of day. You guys are so robbed. I like loved you guys so much. I love you. Also, I want to say, Devin, like, we loved your like daily confessionals. Sad that they were gone. Peyton, I feel like you were like putting yourself in such a good position, pretending to be with that side that you completely were not, and trying to survive, and then it just didn't work. But sometimes it just doesn't work. Jonathan, thanks for so much love of the franchise. Like, we loved having you, and so happy that we contacted you. I think I got to talk to pretty much everyone else in some way. Kayla, incredibly Rob, strategic mastermind. Marcy, iconic. So sad to see you his first boot, but I can't wait for your tribal to go up and then have all like the clips and everything.
Oh yeah, okay, for sure. Okay, yeah. I just want to add something. Okay. Because speaking of my tribal, I mean, I've obviously felt some type of way about my vote, not because like I'm not saucy when it comes to moves and stuff like that. Like I was just really hurt because, like I said, like I'm like it was such a short period of time, and I didn't get to talk too much game. It was kind of mainly like personal connections that I made with people. So like the three people that hurt me the most were definitely Devin, Lucas, and Ryan. I already talked to Devin. Honestly, I feel like this is the things that Devin obviously was voted off before them, and he personally came to me and sent me like a really heartfelt apology about voting me and stuff like that. And so like I kind of expected that from like Lucas and Ryan, and I didn't get that. So I like really like felt some type of way towards them, because I was like, damn, like I was like, it's as if they didn't give a fuck about me, you know. So like that like really hurt. But then like I kind of talked to Lucas after, and then he was like, girl, I had to. And so I was like, okay, fine, bitch, whatever. So Lucas and I are good. Love you, Lucas. But Ryan, I haven't been able to like talk to about it. So hi, Ryan.
Hi. Okay. So basically, I was actually hoping that we could talk about this during the reunion.
Me
So
too. I want to drag you.
Exciting. But basically, in the beginning, I knew that I had a target on my back, and I'm not gonna lie, I did prefer. It's so hard because you two are like next to each other on my screen, but I did prefer, like, I felt like it would have been better for my game if Liz did not stay that tribal council, just because of the fact that her being there puts a target on my back. And I care about this franchise a lot, and I wanted to succeed very badly. However, I did not want to willingly put myself in a position where it looked like I was fighting for one specific person, because no matter what, it's the first vote. If you fight for somebody, you're going to get tied to them no matter what. I've been in that position multiple times, and I did mean it when I told you that I wasn't going to vote for you. However, then a lot of things.
Well, you didn't, because you voted for me.
Well, yes, that's because of the fact that at the time when I was talking to people, we were all just like, oh, like Liz is trying to get the votes, but she's not going to get them. But then slowly but surely, those votes started coming one by one by one by one. And I didn't want to willingly put myself in the minority. And I do apologize for that. But I can openly tell you right now, I did not want you to go first. I think that everybody here, I've said this multiple times. I did want to vote Liz out first, and I did feel very bad. So in the early tribal councils, I tried to continue the rainbow, like you were talking about in the first tribal council, like the colors, wearing a new color to every single tribal. But then when it was starting to look like I was going to go home, I'm not going to lie, I started wearing black to every single tribal council, because I'm sure that
you were mourning.
that it was going to be my funeral. But I do apologize for that, and I hope that in the future you and I can talk more. And
no, for sure. I mean, I'm already like over it. Like I was gonna come here like guns blazing and like fight people and like drag them, because I was like, bitch, I'm bored. Let's make this entertaining. But I like I said, like I'm like this is a reunion. Like I want to end this like on a high note and stuff like that. So I have love like for a lot of you guys. Like it was a short time that I was there, but like I meant everything that I fucking said. Like I don't actually make connections with people because I'm a snake or because like I use it to my advantage. No, like I generally really liked you guys. So for you guys to just flip on me so fast, like I was like I said, like I literally like I teared up. Like I was really strong, but like literally after like I was like going to sleep, and I was like, damn, bitch. I was like, think I'll be good. I was like, fuck. But yeah, no, like so I'm glad that it's addressed. It just hurt at the moment, but I'm glad that we addressed it.
All right.
Hug.
Can I also say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I've always kept the game. Like I know sometimes I may be coming out too harsh. Like I know Ryan and Krista. Like by the way, me and Krista became really close friends in the jury. But I just want to know, like, this genuine question to Alex, Brian, and even Ellie. Like, do y'all like me on a personal level? Because I've always kept the like game level, and I just want to know straight up, because I'm such a straight up person. Like if I don't like y'all, I would tell you straight up, like fuck y'all in the game, and even personal. Like I just want to know, and I'm not trying to make this all about me, but I just want to make it sure, like even if y'all said something on a personal level in the game, like I would just want to know, because I've always kept the game, and like I know Ellie, sometimes you feel like I hate you, and it was just more of like frustration, because Ellie at some point, like I really did want to work with you. You could ask us, and like I'm like, Ellie, I want to work, but I felt like she was not coming to our side, so that's why my frustration with you started. And like Alex, you told, like I felt like you always played the victim, and then Ryan, we always bump heads. So I just want to know on your three parts, like, do y'all like me on a personal level or not? Because if not, then we could just move on from it. but
Of course. Literally, like, okay, so I also want to comment on the fact that because you said you wanted to work with me, honestly, coming into this game, when I saw that you were casted, I was like, I want to work with this person. Like, I want to work with Javen. And it just didn't, it just happened that we were on opposite sides. That's literally what happened. But on a personal level, like, I was actually scared that you, like you weren't gonna like me on a personal level because of the game, but I'm really happy that you're saying that because I love you so much on a personal level.
You're a sweet girl. So
and literally, I like just our conversations, like even during paranoia, like everything is so funny, and I'm really happy that you say that because I don't want to bring any beef from the game like on the outside because I really do appreciate you and love you as a person.
Likewise, love. Likewise.
I don't know if I want to go next, I guess. I don't have a personal issue with you. I may have said personal things about the comment, but like something was brought up to me in the game. I'm not going to speak on it just because I think it's not true and I don't want to like spread a false rumor about you around. So that was brought up and I might have made one comment about it. So that's the only personal thing I may have said about you, but I sent you that voice message like after Final Tribal Council, and everything I said in it, I genuinely meant. This is a game at the end of the day. I've said it countless times. We're going to go at each other game-wise, but friendship-wise, I really don't have an issue with you, and hopefully we could move forward and work on some shit.
Thank you.
Y'all gonna be the new Void.
Period.
Also,
not the Void.
I messaged you after Final Tribal Council, and I would just like to say publicly, I did not message a lot of people, so please don't get hurt if you didn't, but that's just because, but that's just because I felt like Javen and I had clashed, and I wanted to let him know that I still had love for him and that I really did want to like have a friendship with him. Lucas, I didn't feel the need to reach out to you just because of the fact that I feel like we squashed everything. But Javen and I did leave some things unsaid. So I felt the need to kind of reach out to him and just let him know that I love him on a personal level. But yes, I do love you, Javen, on a personal level. And we can talk outside of this. With everybody, every single person.
No, and I know speak for the Marcy thing, but Marcy, I told you this already, but just so it's on record, I voted you out because Ryan and Liz are big targets in front of me, want them to do shields. I love you more than anyone on a personal level. You're the fucking queen. And when I voted out Liz, my vote said Marcy's Nest. So.
Oh wait, hold up. Hold the fuck up.
That was your vote?
Right now. We got just right now. Who the fuck wrote that shady ass message? Who the fuck?
Oh yeah, who did that? Because it wasn't me.
Speak up, bitch. Speak up.
What message? Wait, which one? I didn't write a message.
What message?
What
message?
Because mine was Marcy Pub. Someone
Go
like
the fuck home, it said.
I think it was.
Wait, Drew, check text.
Why?
Where? What message?
I think I know who it was, but which chat, Evan?
No.
I'm texting you.
Because if someone.
I think someone should speak up now before it gets out of control.
Nah, because Marcy and I are about to jump whoever said it. Like, speak up right now. Come on.
Hey, what was said?
I didn't say it.
What was said? I want to know what was said.
What was said? It was like a message.
It said go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Wait. What is it? Wait, Drew, talk.
One second.
Was it Ryan?
It literally said go the fuck home.
No, it was not me. I turned my camera off because my dad's coming.
I'm gonna scroll in a DM.
Say go the fuck home. What?
Y'all. Put the clues together. Corey's the only one not talking right now from that.
Where was Ali?
There you go.
Okay, it was me, but let me explain. It wasn't
Corey just said it.
Corey,
it wasn't me.
Get on camera, bitch. You want to talk that shit? Get on fucking camera, bitch.
Ali said it was her. Her.
No, I said it wasn't me.
Oh my god.
Hold up,
it wasn't me.
Corey just commented. Wait, Corey just in the chat. Hold up.
Not the winner, please.
He said during Tribal, Marcy said to Liz, when you're a dumb bitch, something.
Yeah, because during Tribal, I said when you're a dumb bitch, you tend to make stupid moves. And that's what I was saying about referring to Liz. So, but Corey, I wasn't talking about your dumb ass, but okay.
Oh my god.
No, but I like Corey, and I'm proud of Corey, so there's no hard feelings.
Oh my god.
Interesting, Corey.
No, people literally thought that message was me, and mine was literally just that.
All I'm gonna say, Corey, is keep the same energy because you were over there eating my coochie when I was playing that other fucking game. So don't even, bitch. Don't even. But I love Corey.
God.
I think you guys, sadly, like if that's not a great place to leave off on, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna say I'm gonna end this recording soon because this recording is gonna be massive, and I don't want it to be any more massive than it already is. It's gonna suck, and I hope it saves properly. I think it will, but it's just very long.
Liz has something to say.
Huh?
You have something to say?
Liz, you have something to say.
What did I? Huh?
Oh,
fucking
Barbie chat.
Stop the recording.
Oh, I am not doing that, girl. You can do that.
Oh, never mind.
Oh wait, no, I got it. So Drew, on behalf of myself, Marcy, and Zaire, we would like to propose an idea. A triple date. So
my God.
You and
I'm
Zaire.
assuming me, Evan, and Javen.
Yes.
Message us and we will get back to
Okay.
you. I
will talk to my boys, Drew and Evan.
Progress. All right, so guys, I am going to end this. I want to say really quick, the whole cast is on except Zaire, and Zaire was on for like a large portion of this. So I want to say that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I've absolutely loved this season. Some rankings and stuff will come out soon, and like some more stuff will, like, you know, all the content that is not uploaded in the next week or so, expect those tribals and those exit interviews and stuff to be revealed. I think we might have lost Lucas's exit interview though. I don't think that's saved properly. So
I made the DM, by the way.
But
I heard it doesn't want to get posted.
Anyways, I actually though, guys, I'm going to make a DM for the whole season. Please stay in it. That'd be very nice. And I think you guys are cool people. So stay in your DM. I'm also.
Can we just use Jonathan's?
Yeah, we can have our own, but Jonathan, you can add Reality Noted to a
No,
DM.
let's not use that one.
I started it first of
No,
all.
no,
let's
no,
not
Jonathan.
use that one because I was really mad. I was really mad at some people.
I'm gonna make a DM like probably later here in a little bit. I'm eventually gonna invite you guys to the alumni Discord. That sounds really nice, but no one really uses it. But it's just a way that I can keep up with all of you guys, and you guys will have this little private channel or whatever. So yeah,
Drew,
yeah.
Can you make a Kalupa waterfall in there?
Oh my God.
No.
I had to say it. I had to.
Okay. So guys, I just want to thank you guys so much for a great season. I'm not going to end the call. You guys can stay here.
You, Drew.
I just want to say, Drew, this is your favorite season. Come on. I know you don't want to say it, but this is your best
I will
season.
say this.
Okay.
This was my favorite season. Towards the end, it might have fell a little bit, but I will say after this, I think it's bouncing back up. It fell because I'll say this before we end the recording, get it on documentation. I think, and I'm going to wrap it up real quick.
Right.
Not saying anything with the vote, but the jury's attitude towards the players that were in the final three, all three of you. I thought all three of you guys played great, and the jury was like, no, they didn't do shit. So I didn't love that.
Looking at Krista, Ryan, and Lucas, and David.
Looks like Krista.
I think now after this,
it's me, Ryan, Krista, and Lucas.
It's starting to bounce up. I want to end it by saying thank you to production, thank you to the legends, and thank you to the players. A phenomenal season.
Thank you guys.
I loved it every bit. Thank you for being my comeback season, my season 8, and thanks, guys. Maybe some of you will play again. Who knows?
I'd say yes in a heartbeat.
Okay.